Today I'm going to show you how I created this minimalist interior rendering in 3ds Max and Corona Render, and what workflow I use in my projects. But before that, I've been preparing this video for a long time, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Thanks. So the workflow includes 6 main components: references, 3D modeling, camera, light, materials, post-processing. Now I will show you step by step how to create a render. I start create projects by choosing the right reference. When we select references, we can take the light, materials or mood from them, but I make them similar to make it easier for you to understand the principle. Our modeling will consist of several stages. First, we model the walls, then the ceiling, the floor, and fill the scene with furniture and decorations. So first, we create a rectangle through the line, specify the dimensions and accept the line type as editable spline. Then add the extrude modifier. Raise the walls, then add openings for windows and doors and add the ceiling and floor. Next, copy our model, edit its walls, edit our openings, then assign a layer to each element. Then we apply the gray material to the geometry. Add the model of the bed that we will use in this scene, then create the structure of our bed. And adjust the dimensions through the scale. Then we create a model of our lamp. The base we create it through the box, and then we create the shape of the lamp itself. We make it this way. We added the top to make it smoother. This is what we do next, and make a duplicate. Next, we add our decor model. All links to the models I use can be found in the description to this video. And then we add the rug model. And here's the scene we got. Now let's set up our camera and its composition. We set the Corona camera and its coordinates to 0 to make the frontal view. Then adjust the angle. I picked up this resolution. Next, let's change the walls a little bit for the angle. Then I open plugin called Image.com Helper. I set up the composition through the square grid settings. Now our view is set up, and move on to the light. This is my favorite part, because the render is already coming to life. We create Corona sky material and add a color correction map. Let's turn off the saturation to make it gray. Assign it to the scene lighting parameter. And then I assign a gray color to the override material. Launch the preview. Now let's load my pre-made render settings to make it more realistic. Reduce the sky intensity. Now let's create Corona Sun. Adjust its position. Create a light mix of the Corona lights. Then adjust the parameters of the sun, its color and intensity. Create a window sill. Add green material to it. Now we can see the shadow from it. But we need to adjust the sun so that it falls on it correctly. So we have adjusted our sun. Now let's edit the size of the wall as on our reference. Much better. I'm going to raise the bed structure a little bit here to create a shadow seam. Well, in principle, we can move on to the materials. And when we get to the materials, I want to show you how I use my senior pack of 400 materials. This is my own library of ready-made materials, and you can see how comfortable it is and speeds up my work. I'll leave a link for you in the description. So now let's move on to the setting up the material. So uncheck the material override box. Add a ready-made wood material from my senior material pack and assign it to the geometry of our bed. We see that our mapping is not lying correctly. We use UVW map modifier and apply chamfer on our geometry of bed. And look at how the texture lies. Adjust its size. So now we apply this material to our bed construction. Edit it and add our chamfers to make it look more natural and not so perfect. Now the UVW map modifier is repeatedly configured and we will apply the same to the leg. Turn on the preview. Here's what we got on our bed construction material. So we take the carpet material from the library and edit its color using the color correction map. Apply the plaster material to our walls. So this is how they look like. Apply the UVW map modifiers, adjust the texture sizes, and look at the preview. Change the wall material to another one. Now the floor material. Now let's add the floor material from my senior pack library. And also apply modifiers, edit the size, and edit the color of its texture using color correction map, and add the Corona ambient occlusion map to the walls to add a natural seam at the bottom, so darken it as in real life. Let's adjust the material of picture through the mix map, where we mix the dirt and color map. So it's done. Good. Now we will add the material of our lamp. Add a fabric material from my library and edit it. As you can see, the texture doesn't fit the geometry of the lamp correctly. So let me do a quick unwrap with the unwrap UVW modifier. The lamp is configured. Now let's get a copy of it using an instance. See how our results turned out in the preview. Let's adjust the details. And I want to add that this is a quick version and I didn't spend a lot of time on perfecting it. I rather wanted to show you how fun it is to make a project. It's like The Sims 4 in real life, where you need to arrange furniture models and build dream projects. And also you get paid for it. Let's set up the composition again. And click on Render. In general, I try to get the best possible result in 3ds Max and use Photoshop for slight improvement. So I use the filter camera raw. Here we adjust the exposure and contrast. Adjust the lighting settings as follows. Then increase the clarity at vignette. Okay, that's it. And we will edit our curves. Like this. Here's our final result. I hope you enjoyed. And if you're interested in seeing a full process of creating a render without editing, you can find it on my Patreon. And I also remind you that if you want to learn how to make money on 3D visualization, write me a plus in my DM in Instagram. Thank you and see ya.